very grateful for Rubrik for making today's conversation possible. And so I'm very excited to welcome, for a view from the top conversation, to the Axios stage, Rubrik CEO and chairman and co-founder, Bipul Sinha. Bipul, great to see you. Welcome to
Thanks,
Davos.
Nick.
Have a seat.
It's good to be in a small room with a standing crowd.
This
feels
is
good.
a draw, man. Standing room only. Let's start big picture. For folks who don't know you maybe well or don't know Rubrik, give us a little bit of your background and what you're up to.
So Bipul Sinha, co-founder, CEO, chairman of Rubrik. I'm essentially three things. I'm an engineer, I'm a venture capitalist, and I'm also a founder, CEO, scaling a business. And all three combined has given me a unique perspective about starting a business and scaling a company. Rubrik is a security and AI operations company. We help businesses keep their operations running even when they have cyber attacks. And with a new Rubrik Agent Cloud, we are helping businesses roll out agents at a scale with confidence.
We talked the other week about AI because, of course, everyone talks about AI before they get ready for Davos, because that's the big topic here. You have a good historical framework for the way you approach it. So why don't you? I'd love for you to share that here before we go a little bit deeper on it.
In my mind, AI is a new industrial age. If you go back 300 years, we were in an agrarian economy with a lot of human labor and very little capital equipment. And then we had industrial revolution, where a lot of capital equipment and a lot of labor that created this whole economy that Europe primarily benefited from. And then we had like this knowledge economy, computer, software, where the capital equipment actually was a smaller piece of it, but knowledge worker and labor was the big piece. Now we are back into the industrial economy where the factories, like GPU factory, call it data center, which is heating, cooling, lot of capital equipment that is creating intelligence. And that intelligence is doing the work at government, in the businesses, and only America and China has the capital to actually invest and scale these factories. So it's a very interesting industrial age we are in, and it also ended the knowledge economy, and it started a new economy, what I call intuition economy.
And so there's a huge upside to this, as we've talked about, right? If you have AI agents or AI tools that can do 100 times, 1,000 times the work of a traditional worker, there's a flip side as well, though, right? If they get something wrong and the risk. Talk a little bit about how companies should navigate that. How do you balance the huge opportunity with all that can go wrong?
In the modern workplace, you will have two kinds of workers, AI worker and human worker. And AI workers will do knowledge work. Knowledge work is something that is codified. Anything that data can decide will be decided by AI. And then humans have to connect new dots to create value. And as soon as the new dots are created and market accepts it, it becomes an accepted knowledge and it goes to AI. So as you can see, the AI work is going to be huge because every codified knowledge AI is operating on. So it's a 100x opportunities because now AI can write your code, do customer service, write your contract. Like AI can be a doctor and do lots of basic stuff. But then if AI gets compromised and if somebody sitting in North Korea controls your AI agent, then they are actually refunding millions of dollars to your customers without you even knowing about it. So and that's the 100x risk. So how do you manage this 100x opportunity with 100x risk? And that's why you need to have a very strong strategy around AI governance. So understand what AI agents you have, what are the guardrails, what they are allowed and not allowed to do, and should they misbehave, do you have a rewind button to undo their action?
Where does that awareness sit, right? Like we've almost got like a split, bifurcated workforce here, like the AI workers and the human workers who know things and know different things. Where does that come together? Who is the person? Is it at the board level, at the CEO level, at the manager level? Like how do you counsel enterprises to understand and manage that risk?
So AI risk management will also be done by AI. So you will have like judgment agents or judgment models that is saying right or wrong, allowed or not allowed. And then you have human beings which are steering this whole operation. So beings are not doing the work, but they are steering. So making decision, taking a look at the exception, but most of the judgment is done by agents itself. So you'll have two agent, worker agent, and then judgment agents.
Who gets this right? As you talk to companies and executives, what are the traits that they have? Like for advice for folks can take back to their own organizations. Like what culturally, how should executives think about this to get this right? And what are the bottlenecks that lead people to get it wrong?
Folks get it wrong if they are just thinking about let's do AI. There is no such thing as let's do AI. You need to figure out what is a specific workflow in your business, which is specific to your business, where you want to automate end-to-end and scale it with AI. So for example, marketing. Within marketing, you do account-based marketing, for example. Account-based marketing is custom marketing to a given account in a custom way. A single person before AI can only do 4 or 5, maybe 10 accounts. With generative AI, you can actually do 100 accounts per person. So the person, instead of implementing account-based marketing, they are steering what AI is doing. So essentially, you can scale it. So you have to identify a specific end-to-end workflow that you can scale with AI and really take human labor out of it.
It's not, you have to answer the question of what the AI is for. Like I love being at Davos when I can see the trends or the threads, common threads coming up already, where it's not just do AI for the sake of AI, do AI for a thing. It sounds like you counsel people to answer the thing that it's for.
Because if you can't define the thing, you can't define the success of AI. And then you'll end up with a lot of investments and a lot of disappointments. So just like anything, you need to have an end goal in mind. And the end goal has to be a high-scale version of what humans are doing.
I want to come back to the risk element, especially the cybersecurity risk element, where as AI becomes even more capable, does it even become something you can prevent? Where it's more you have to get ready to used to those kinds of errors happening. How do you approach thinking about that, like the dangers and the risks and how companies should prepare for what inevitably will go wrong?
More AI is essentially more software. And when you have more software, you have a bigger surface area of attack. But the challenge is that cybersecurity industry has been a bogus industry for very long because they have been pushing prevention tools. So if you have AI attack, then you have AI tool. If you have laptop attack, then you have laptop tool. People have to understand that you cannot prevent the unpreventable. So you have to accept that there is certain risk and certain attacks will happen to you. And there is a new category of cybersecurity, which is cyber resilience, which assumes that attacks are inevitable, and how do you deliver fundamental recovery and resilience so that your business continues. That's what Rubrik is focused on, and that's what everybody has to think about. Cyber is not something that you can avoid. Cyber is a risk to be managed.
You can think of like a more realistic approach that you completely zero that out, know it's going to happen, so you need to be ready for it.
Exactly, because unless you are ready for the inevitable, you are never able to deal with it.
We're about to get the hook here, but I want to end on one fun thing, of course, one Davos thing, because we're here in Davos. People, this is your first Davos. It's early. What do you think so far? What are you excited about? What are your first impressions?
First Davos, coming from America, everything looks smaller and more crowded. But what I'm really excited about this year is one of the main themes of Davos is resilience. But resilience has many facets. If you think about individuals, how do we create resilience individuals in the wake of AI? If you think about businesses, how do they adopt AI where they can manage the risk and reward of AI? If you think about nation states, you have geopolitics, you have sovereignty issues, you have data and AI. How do nation states deal with resilience and in the wake of AI? So AI is a massive trend, but there are different implications of AI. And I believe that this discussion about resilience is real.
You answered that like a Davos regular. You settled in perfectly here, sir. Welcome to Davos, people. Thanks for being here. Huge thanks to Rubrik for making today's conversation possible.